Hello, hi, my name is Nurul Izzah binti Nordin. My ID number is BGJ1924100672. I'm from section 77. My lecturer name is Madam Anisafia binti Jamaluddin. This assessment is for subject Basic Oratory HPS 2013. Before we start with our seminar, I want to ask one question. As a parent, what would you do if your son or child was naughty? Are you gonna give a physical punishment or parenthesis? Or you gonna scold or yell at them? Topic for the seminar that I choose is smacking children only teaches them violence. In the table of content, I will explain about definition of smacking, effect of smacking children, common mistakes parents do when they are reprimanding their children, and 7 ways to parents stop themselves from hitting their children. First, I will explain about smacking. The definition of smacking is strike someone or something, typically with the palm of the hand and as a punishment. And then I will show you on this slide photo and video of parents smacking their children. Secondly, I will explain about 5 effects of smacking children. The number 1 is repeated tradition of violence. Number 2, lowers the child's self-esteem. Number 3, child increasingly undisciplined. Number 4, children hate their parents. And the number 5, impact child mental health. There are 5 effects of smacking children. Next, I will explain one by one and I will tell you some example of this effect. Number 1, repeated tradition of violence. Our children, when they grow up, they will do the same thing to their children or they will retaliate for the same thing when their parents getting older. Now, I'm gonna show you one example video of a daughter hitting her mother. Number 2, lower the child's self-esteem. Children will consider themselves unloved and unappreciated, and confusion will happen. Meanwhile, number 3, children increasingly undisciplined. Children will be dissenters and not listen to their parents, and whatever is forbidden, they will still do it. Number 4, children will hate their parents. When children are beaten, they will keep anger in their hearts. They will also distance themselves from their parents. It is act of beating continues. And the last one, number 5. The last effect of smacking children is it will impact child mental health. Children may stress and depression. Next, I will explain about what is the common mistakes parents make when reprimanding their children. They are consist of 6 common mistakes. The first one is yell at or belittle your child. The second one is discipline while angry. And the third one is be inconsistent and forcing only at times. Fourth, think of discipline as punishing poor behavior. Fifth, break the rules you hold your kids to. And the last one is 6, deliver a long detailed explanation. Next, I will explain more detail about 6 common mistakes that parents do. The first one is yell at or belittle your child. Parents ask their children to respect them, but they sometimes forgot that respect should be a two-way street. One of the most common mistakes parents make when disciplining their children is yelling, speaking in a harsh and angry tone, or even insulting their children. Number 2 is discipline while angry. Disciplining a child while angry is definitely in that category of don'ts. Don't do it, because sometimes when you reprimand your child while you are mad about something the child did, you are more likely to shout or say something you don't mean. Number 3, be inconsistent, enforcing only at times. You reprimand your child for not cleaning their room, but ignore it when their room is messy for days. Then, once again you scold him for not keeping their room clean. Your child is getting a very inconsistent message. One of the best ways to help children correct bad behavior is by giving them clear instruction about what is expected of them. Number 4, think of discipline as punishing poor behavior. Often parents forget that the point of disciplining children is to give them firm guidelines and limits so that they do not need to be punished. Disciplining means setting up boundaries and expectations so that kids know what is the anticipated of them. In primary goal is to have kids learn to eventually regulate themselves so that they do not need to be punished. Number 5, break the rules you hold your kids to. The problem is that you often do not see your own behavior and forget that your children are watching your every move and learning how to behave by using your example. And the last one is number 6, deliver a long detailed explanation. Giving a lengthy and detailed explanation of your child's inappropriate behavior is not a good idea. Children, even grade school children who are getting better at paying attention, can easily lose track of discussion that go too much into detail. There are 6 common mistakes that parents do. Now I will explain about 7 ways to parents stop themselves from hitting their children. The first way is listen and use your words. How you communicate with your child can prevent or trigger a blow-up. Talk without giving a long lectures or scolding, and explain rules and expectations in language the child can understand. The second way is focus on the positive. Focusing on the behavior you like and ignoring what you don't teaches your little one that there are more effective ways to get attention. Don't overlook too much. However, sometimes kids act up because they need something, such as attention, comfort, or reassurance, but they don't know how to ask for it. As long as your child is not hurting himself or someone else, it is okay to pretend you don't see some minor offenses. The third way is withhold privileges for a while. Another good discipline option is to take away privileges when your kid misbehaves. Make sure discipline is immediate and connected to the wrongdoing. The fourth way is allow consequences to happen. Don't feel that it's your duty to determine or prevent each and every consequence. Sometimes it's the best to let nature take its course. Some consequences occur naturally without your intervention. The fifth way is find a time-out spot. When young children have met down or engaged in erotic activities, they might not be able to unwind by themselves. A time-out forces a break in the unwanted behavior and gives the child a chance to regain self-control. For time-outs, find a safe spot with no distractions. State the reason for the time-out, and you can say to your child that you can't hit your sister. You need a time-out, and you keep the time-out short. The sixth way is give yourself a time-out. Time-out can sometimes help parents as much as naughty kids. Mom and dad might be spanked because they are tired, frustrated, and overwhelmed. If you feel as if you are losing your sanity, take a breather. Let your child know mommy is feeling cranky, so she needs a time out. The last way is try quick distraction. Toddlers and preschoolers are still young enough to be swayed by distractions. For example, when we are saying that we don't pull the dog's tail in a firm voice and immediately redirecting her to do something better and fun can put a quick end to undesirable behavior without feel need for harsh punishment. Over time, it will teach your child that certain things, such as hurting the family, pet, or any animal, are bad things. So, there are all of the explanation of 7 ways to parents stop themselves from hitting their children. I really hope that all of the parents not hitting their children because of their anger or stress or something else. That's all. Okay, now we're gonna go back to our 4 main things, which is number 1 is what is smacking, number 2 effect of smacking children, and the number 3 what is the common mistake parents make when they're reprimanding their children, and the last one is 7 ways to parents to stop themselves from hitting their children. That's all from me. Thank you for watching.